What movie has the greatest plot twist of all time? Alan, I have three choices, and then the fourth choice is you can name another movie. The three choices are Fight Club, Sixth Sense, and Get Out. Of those three, which one do you think had the best plot twist?
Okay, so out of those three, I have watched two of them.
Which
I
ones?
have not actually watched Fight Club. I know this
What?
is very disappointing for you to hear.
How?
I
How?
I don't know. Maybe it was something I have against Brad Pitt. I don't know.
Or maybe Edward Norton?
No, it's definitely not Edward Norton.
Oh, it's got to be Brad Pitt.
It has to be Brad Pitt. I think it's a jealousy thing. But anyway, out of the three, the one that really hit me the hardest though was definitely Sixth Sense.
See, I thought that when I put this up, Sixth Sense was going to run away with this. Because, just, by the way, spoiler alerts here for some of this stuff. I'm going to try to avoid them for anybody watching in case there's a movie that you have not seen. But the twist in Sixth Sense, I think, is brilliant. Of course, then it kind of became that thing for M. Night Shyamalan where he's like, I got to put a weird
twist.
I got to put a twist at the end of every movie. And it's like, you don't really need to do that. But here's the results of the poll. Over 5,000 votes. Fight Club, 49%. Sixth Sense, 21%. Something Else, meaning you could list another movie in the comments, 16%. And then Get Out came in last at 14%. So Fight Club almost had half of the votes, which really kind of took me off guard. Now, here are some of the write-in votes. Have you ever seen the movie Orphan?
No, I have not, but I know of that movie.
Okay. I have not seen it either, but I know of the movie, and I essentially know the plot because of Tosh Point.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen his spoiler alerts?
Nope.
Fucking hilarious. He did one for Orphan. He did one for The Human Centipede. He did one for, Tiptoes. Have you ever heard of the movie Tiptoes?
No.
It's the one where Gary Oldman plays a little person. Matthew McConaughey's in it.
Oh, yeah.
Kate Beckinsale is in it too. Oh, Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage is in it.
Yeah,
So
we were talking about that the other day.
he does a spoiler alert on these movies, and they're hilarious. That's the only reason I know about even the plot line of Orphan. So if you can find it, and if you can see the Tosh Point spoiler alert, just watch that. I don't think you really need to watch the movie. Another one that came up, Shutter Island, popped up a lot. Have you seen Shutter Island?
I have not seen Shutter. That is actually a movie that I do want to see.
Wait, so Fight Club is a movie you don't want to see?
Yeah, Fight Club. I don't know why. Fight Club, for some reason, I never cared to watch it.
It's so good. Here's what we're gonna.
And it's been spoiled, like a million times.
Yeah,
for
but
me,
that doesn't
too.
mean you
So
can't
it's
watch
like,
the movie.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I knew somebody who I think read the book for Shutter Island,
Yeah.
so I knew about that long before I think the movie even came out. The Usual Suspects is another one that keeps
that's a
coming
good
up
one too.
frequently. And a little weird now, obviously, going back to a Kevin Spacey movie. But again, that's a movie that, and like Fight Club, if you need to almost go back and watch it a second time because you'll catch things that you didn't catch the first time. And then, of course, for the nerds out there, another movie that keeps popping up, Empire Strikes Back.
I had mentioned that to you that movie should be on.
That was
there.
that was your first choice when I mentioned
Yes.
I was putting this poll up on my YouTube channel, and I do have a picture of my kid's reaction to when that scene happened. I did have to explain it to her a little bit because I think the whole Star Wars thing is confusing to her. Like she does, because we've watched things so out of order, and she isn't quite sure who is who. And I'm trying to explain, like, no, that's actually that guy's grandfather, and this takes place, over here, and it's something completely different. And when it came to Empire Strikes Back, we were watching the original trilogy, and so I kind of had to explain it to her. And then there's a picture of her during that scene in complete, utter shock and awe. Couple of other movies that popped up here. Mist and Saw, the twist at the end of those. You saw Saw, right? I would take that as a no.
No.
With Carrie Elwes?
Carrie Elwes?
Yeah.
Carrie Elwes, yeah.
That has a good twist at the end. I thought that was pretty good. All right, so there's a couple of comments here, and there's one movie I'm leaving actually until the end of this conversation that I'd almost completely forgotten how the movie goes, But there's one scene that everybody talks about from this movie. But some of the comments here, this person JT wrote, Bird Box. There was so much hype around that movie that I finally decided to watch it. Little did I know, I had to get to the very end of the movie to realize I had just wasted 2 hours and 4 minutes of my life that I will never get back. I was
What a twist!
I was fooled into thinking it was one of the best movies of all time. Well played, Sandra Bullock. Well played. I liked Bird Box. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I never bothered to watch that one.
I mean, you could go your life without seeing it. I don't think you're missing anything. I do think you need to watch Fight Club. Like, that's a movie everybody needs to see. Lola writes, I like the Fight Club one because it's already an amazing movie up until that point, and even if you predicted the twist, the movie's already great, so it doesn't matter that you already knew that. Sounds obvious, but movies like The Usual Suspects feel like the twist is the crutch that's going to make the movie automatically good. And that's a very good point, is would the movie be good without the twist? What a twist. All right.
Like that works for like Empire Strikes Back. That movie is
it's
still fucking amazing even without knowing that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's
The
dad.
bad guys win at the end of that movie. Like that hands down is one of the greatest points of that whole thing. Have you ever heard of the movie called Old Boy?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so this one came up a
that's-
lot.
Yes.
A lot.
And they're talking about, I hope that they're talking about the original Korean version.
Yes,
And not
yes.
the Spike Lee version.
Yes, there was a lot of people that said you got to watch the original version of Old Boy. And
That twist is ridiculous, actually, now that somebody's brought that up.
so do you think that one vaults to the top of your list?
Yes, absolutely it does.
Okay, so it's a 2003 South Korean flick. Now, they did a remake, and this was 2013. It was directed by Spike Lee. It has Josh Brolin and Elizabeth Olsen. So basically, Spike Lee was making an Avengers movie before the actual Avengers. Oh, no, I guess this would have been
Pretty
before
much.
the Avengers. But you had Thanos and Scarlet Witch going on there in 2013. So there's one more movie that I have specifically saved until the end. Wild Things. You remember Wild Things?
With,
I know you would remember at least one scene from Wild
Yeah, that scene was great with Denise Richards and
Nev Campbell.
Nev Campbell and
Nev Campbell. Do you
That
even
was
remember
it.
any of the movie, though?
I never watched, bro. The only part of the movie I watched was that scene. What are you talking about? I mean, who else has seen the rest of that movie?
I have, but I forgot almost all of it. But everybody remembers the one scene, the pool scene with Nev Campbell and Denise Richards.
Yeah.
So everybody forgets Bill Murray is in that movie. He plays Matt Dillon's lawyer that takes the case. And then I'm going to warn you right now, as we're wrapping up this video, if you have not seen Wild Things and you don't want it spoiled for you, turn off the video now. If you have not seen it and you want to know how it ends, or if you have seen it and you almost forgot, like I did, I totally forgot. I watched like a 10-minute synopsis video on Wild Things. So the whole point is Nev Campbell claims that Matt Dillon's character rapes her, and he's a teacher at her high school, and she comes from this very rich family. You go through the whole storyline where Kevin Bacon is a police officer, and there's all kinds of twists and turns, and basically it ends up they're on a boat. And it's Matt Dillon and Kevin Bacon on this boat. And you're like, oh my God, they were working together the whole time, the police officer and the school teacher. Oh, shit. And then out of nowhere, Matt Dillon tries to kill Kevin Bacon's character by throwing him off of the boat. But then Kevin Bacon climbs back in, and all of a sudden, he gets shot with a fucking harpoon. But Matt Dillon's not holding a harpoon gun. It's Nev Campbell, who you thought died earlier in the movie. This is how it ends.
My God.
And that's not even the end. So they kill Kevin Bacon, they dump his ass in the water, they think everything is fine. She pours a couple of drinks for him. Nev Campbell hands the drink to Matt Dillon, and he's kind of like, who's to say you wouldn't poison me? And she's like, I wouldn't know how to get back. I don't know how to sail. Because they're like out in the middle of the fucking ocean on a sailboat. And so he's like, okay. So then he drinks it, and all of a sudden his stomach starts to hurt. And then she kind of starts to unravel her whole plan. Turns out she's a fucking genius. She has like a 200 IQ, and she does know how to sail. So she fucking kills him, dumps the boat. She's the only survivor who gets to keep all the money. Wild Things, ladies and gentlemen. Wild
Wild Things. Interesting. Now I need to go back and rewatch some of these movies.
Dude, Fight Club, man. Fight Club.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go on my Discord. I'll screen share, and we will do a group watch of Fight Club. If you're interested, make sure down below you comment. And by the way, make sure you're liking, subscribing this video. That would be great. It helps me out. And more content on the way. Right, Alan?
Oh, yeah. More.
Oh, yeah. Okay, bye.